This is a simple story of corruption.
A horrible embarrassment, and you wonder how properly vetted Brian Benjamin was.
We allege that Benjamin repeatedly lied on the vetting forms that he filled out before he was appointed lieutenant governor.
I rushed it, I did it by myself. There were some mistakes made, they were inadvertent. Once that was brought to my attention, I went and sat down with my lawyers. We went through every question, every page, and we sort of redid the form and put it out to the public.
I have utmost confidence in my lieutenant governor. This is an independent investigation related to other people, and he's fully cooperating.
State police did a thorough investigation. I participated in that, and the state police gave a recommendation to the governor, and that was the process. And that's typically the process for any for appointments. So I followed the process as it was supposed to be followed.
Benjamin allegedly directed a $50,000 state grant to a nonprofit organization controlled by CC1. And in exchange, Benjamin received tens of thousands of dollars of campaign contributions from CC1. Those contributions were directed both to Benjamin's State Senate campaign committee and to Benjamin's New York City Comptroller campaign. Taxpayer money for campaign contributions. Quid pro quo.
Welcome back to Legal Dissent, where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. Thank you so much for joining us, and as always, if you enjoy our content, please do consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video, and interacting with us in the comments below. It really does help a lot in the YouTube algorithm. If you have a video that you would like us to evaluate, please send it our way. All of our contact information, along with all of the sources we have used, are located in the description below. In August of 2021, Andrew Cuomo resigned as governor of New York amid a litany of scandals ranging from lying about pandemic statistics to improperly using government resources and staff to write his book and to harassing staff members. After Cuomo's resignation, his running mate for the gubernatorial election, Kathy Hochul, took his place as governor of New York. The newly appointed governor promised to end the corruption in Albany, and her first major decision was to tap New York State Senator Brian Benjamin to be the second in command of the state. This was in spite of him already being investigated for campaign finance violations and other ethical issues.
Early into his new role, Benjamin has also had to respond to controversy. Last month, the New York Daily News reported there were several inaccurate statements in the background check that Benjamin submitted as he was being vetted to become lieutenant governor. In an exclusive interview with Pix 11 News, Benjamin explained,
I rushed it, I did it by myself. There were some mistakes made, they were inadvertent. Once that was brought to my attention, I went and sat down with my lawyers. We went through every question, every page, and we sort of redid the form and put it out to the public. We want full transparency.
In addition to allegedly filling out the form incorrectly, which the questions that he rushed through were the ones about campaign finance issues, he was also being called out for using campaign funds to pay for his wedding reception at the Harlem Jazz Club and other questionable spending issues, which led to him repaying his state Senate campaign fund $26,000. Suspicious donations made to his city comptroller campaign, using funds for vacations, and of course the real issue, accepting bribes to use his influence to award grants to organizations.
So good afternoon. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Today we announce that Brian Benjamin, the Lieutenant Governor of the state of New York, has been indicted for bribery and related offenses. Mr. Benjamin surrendered to law enforcement this morning and will be presented this afternoon before Magistrate Judge Wang. This is a simple story of corruption. We allege that Benjamin struck a corrupt bargain with a real estate developer referred to in the indictment as CC1. Benjamin allegedly directed a $50,000 state grant to a nonprofit organization controlled by CC1. And in exchange, Benjamin received tens of thousands of dollars of campaign contributions from CC1. Those contributions were directed both to Benjamin's State Senate campaign committee and to Benjamin's New York City Comptroller campaign. Taxpayer money for campaign contributions. Quid pro quo. this for that. That's bribery, plain and simple. But that's not all. We also allege that Benjamin repeatedly lied to cover up the bribery scheme, including by falsifying campaign forms and misleading city regulators. And we allege that Benjamin repeatedly lied on the vetting forms that he filled out before he was appointed lieutenant governor. That's a cover-up.
The indictment alleges that Benjamin is guilty of bribery, wire fraud, and falsification of records. Due to the Campaign Finance Board's matching fund program, each dollar of eligible contributions can land a candidate's campaign up to $8 of taxpayer money to fund their candidacy. Benjamin focused his efforts on soliciting eligible donations, and his comptroller campaign received approximately $2 million in funds from New Yorker tax dollars. Further, on May 30th, 2019, the Senate Majority Leader informed Benjamin that they had additional discretionary funding in the amount of $50,000 that Benjamin could distribute to schools, libraries, or nonprofit organizations with educational purposes. Instead, he gave it all to one organization. The organization that was operated by his alleged co-conspirator, referred to as CC1 in the indictment. 2 weeks after securing the funding, CC1 showed up at Benjamin's office and gave him a $10,000 cashier's check that was made out in the name of a relative with a different last name than CC1. Another $10,000 personal check, also of a relative, and a $5,000 check on behalf of a LLC controlled by CC1. From October of 2019 through January of 2021, CC1 made numerous contributions to Benjamin's campaigns, most of which were in the names of individuals who had no idea that the contributions were being made, and one of the supposed donors was in fact a 2-year-old toddler. Throughout this period, Benjamin allegedly continued to use his position of authority to help out CC1, such as promising to attain a zoning ordinance deviation. This all led to Benjamin being charged with bribery plus wire fraud and 2 counts of falsification of records. Governor Hochul was shocked by the developments and was allegedly unaware that Benjamin had turned himself in, and claimed that she was misled by Benjamin's statements that he made on the forms.
I was advised by my staff as I returned back to the office.
So he didn't call you, you didn't have a conversation with him?
Did not know.
Brian Benjamin faced ethical questions about his campaign fundraising and his use of taxpayer dollars even before he was selected as lieutenant governor. Hochul says Benjamin assured her those issues were resolved.
We did not have the truth at the time the decisions were made. That is true. And I made the decision based on information from that background, the forms that were filled out.
However, this was not good enough for other New York gubernatorial hopefuls.
The current governor response to former Governor Cuomo was, I didn't know what was happening. The answer was, I didn't know. The answer now is, I didn't know.
Congressman Tom Suozzi is also up for the Democratic line.
We've done research on Brian Benjamin. A straightforward Google search saw that over the past year and a half, there have been all kinds of questions.
As always, people are innocent until proven guilty, and these are just allegations. Benjamin is entitled to his day in court. According to his attorneys, prosecutors have made a crime out of his effort to give a grant to a charitable organization. Further, that Benjamin would focus his energies on explaining in court why his actions were laudable and not criminal, so he can rededicate himself to public service. What do you think? Was this a misunderstanding to help a charitable organization that just happened to donate to his campaigns? Or is it a conspiracy to fraudulently flood his campaign coffers with cash at the taxpayer's expense? Let us know in the comments below. And remember that no matter who you are, you have value and you have rights. Do not be afraid to use them, and we'll see you next time right here on Legal Dissent.